What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with 3 weeks out physique update from the conqueror William Bonac. So the man is a 2 times former Arnold champion as well as a runner-up at the Olympia. And for those of you guys who do not know, that happened back in 2019 when he placed second behind Brandon Kerry and ahead of Hutcherson. Now if he did not start working with Stefan as his coach, he would have retired after this past Miss Olympia, because his physique just started declining big time after 2022, and his placings at the Olympia 2022 as well as the Arnold 2023, they were the lowest in his career. So just imagine him now beating all these guys like Behrouz Tabani, Nathan Diasha in 2024, and then placing top 7 at the Olympia last year, beating guys like Brandon Kerry and Rafael Brandao. They were just ideal results for William Bonac, and not many people are talking about William Bonac as we head into this year's Arnold. Now he looks better and better with every passing week. His V-taper and his waistline seems to have visibly improved in the last 1 year or so. And there is no drop-off in the leg size that we see happen to most of these guys after turning 40. And William Bonac has had a very long pro career. The man made his Olympia debut back in 2014, and even a decade later, the man is still making improvements, and that is just so commendable. Now, there are some guys in this year's Arnold lineup who are gonna beat William Bonac all day and make a top 5 finish very difficult for him. But the same could have been said for this past Miss Olympia as well. But William Bonac, we all know, never misses, especially in terms of his peak, in terms of his conditioning. And that is why he is so dangerous. So this could very well be William Bonac's last Arnold ever. So the man is gonna make sure he delivers a very good performance here. Guys, Mr. Olympia Signature Series is now live on hostel.com. Use the code FAZI10 to get 10% discount and click the arrow below to check out all the hostel products. Next up, we have an update from Sergio Oliva Jr, who has been changing very fast in the last few weeks or so. He looks big as always, but he is way leaner this time around compared to what he looked like just a couple of weeks back. Now I am assuming that Sergio is gonna do this upcoming FIBO Germany, so that makes him a little more than 8 weeks out of that show. And this is gonna be a special show for Sergio, considering the fact that he is competing for the very first time since Cali Pro 2023, a show that he was supposed to win, but he ended up placing 3rd in that show. But even more important than that, even more important than this comeback, is the fact that this comeback is happening with a new coach, who is Stefan this time, who is undoubtedly one of the best bodybuilding coaches at the moment in the pro bodybuilding scene, considering the number of athletes he has on his roster this time. And even last year, the only miss that Stefan made, that was with Muhammed Nassar, and that was also at only 1 show. And other than that, all of his clients, they were all spot on in every single men's open show. So if Sergio cannot win this show with a totally new coach and a totally new rebuild, I'm afraid this is gonna be the end of the road for Sergio, because the man is already 40 years old and the young guys are improving at such a fast pace. So Sergio literally is one of the biggest guys in the men's open class. He's over 300 pounds. But the unfortunate thing is that he has never been truly shredded and ripped to the bone on the stage. So I for one wanna see what he looks like at his 100%. If he is in fact doing FIBO, he will have to go against some big names, some fierce competition like James Hollingshead, possibly Carlos Thomas Jr, and some other guys who are gonna be there at this year's Arnold Brazil and also at Detroit Pro. Rafael Brandao checks in at 277 pounds, in what we can all see is a really good spot to be at for the start of the offseason push. So he took longer time than usual to detox, to fully recover from a long year of prepping and competing, and we all saw his physique that was visibly tired at the end of the season. But he ended up earning his Olympia qualification for this year very early in the season, and that was by winning Romania Pro in the post-Olympia tour. And that was the ultimate goal, and now he can just focus on growing without having to worry about getting his qualification in the middle of the year and taking a break and do another prep. So when Rafael Brandao is truly on, like he was at the Arnold Ohio last year, he has no weak shots whatsoever, other than the fact that he still needs more size, more mass. But there has been a big question mark on his consistency. Other than the Arnold last year, he was far from being 100% In all the 3 other shows that he did, he barely escaped a defeat at the Arnold Brazil against Tony Burton, and the last show that he did, Romania Pro, he was definitely in a great condition, but the added size, that just wasn't there. So we can say in order for Rafael Brandao to be 100% on, his body has to be fresh, but more importantly, he has to sacrifice some size in order to be truly peeled. Now I think Rafael is just 31 years old, which puts him in that same category as Derek and Regan, meaning he's gonna be here for a long time, even when guys like Samson and Andrew Jack, they are retired. And the man also sees himself moving up the ranks at the Olympia level and also fighting for that Miss Olympia title. Now that is only gonna happen if Rafael can put on more muscle, more mass. I'm gonna say about 15 pounds of solid muscle on that physique. Guys, Gorilla Wear is offering a massive discount of up to 70% right now. Use the code Fazi10 to get 10% extra discount. Next up, we have an update from Blessing Awodibu, chipping away slowly and steadily as he gets ready for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro. So put Blessing in the list of those guys whose careers as an active IFB Pro in the open class that will be decided this year. Because as brutal as this sounds, if taking 18 months away from the stage and pushing his body up to 320 pounds, that just cannot make you grow your quads. Nothing ever will. So the last set of progress pictures posted by Blessing, that was when he was 15 weeks out. They were quite promising. Everything looked supersized, including his legs. So we do not even have to worry about his upper body because he always had those round muscle bellies and lots of detail front to back, and he was winning shows back in 2022. But this time is about to face very fierce competitors at this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. And if Blessing isn't 100%, he won't even make top 5. He was way overdieted back in 2023 when he did Italy Pro. His quads, they just disappeared completely compared to his upper body, and he wasn't in the contest ready shape at Chicago Pro to begin with, a show where he prepped himself. But it's also another one of those guys who has been working with Stefan for this one and for quite some time now. So this is gonna be a fun combo to watch. So with the amount of athletes that Stefan has been working with this time around, there will be a few mishits, and all these athletes, they should hope that the miss doesn't happen with them. So the former Olympian, also a medical doctor, who goes by the name of Muhammed Nassar, he has been onto something during this offseason, because the man looks like a Hulk in his most recent training update. And that also got noticed by James Hollingshead, who also appreciated those improvements. So Muhammed Nassar did hit a couple of shows last year, like France Pro and Europa Pro. And we can never say a word about his conditioning. He has been working with Chris Acito, and the man is always ripped to the bone. And that is why he was able to win that show, Monsters in Pro, back in 2022. And he was also able to make it to the Olympia stage that year. So he had this opportunity to stand next to Samson Dauda before Samson became Miss Olympia. And we can clearly see that he's also pushing for more size during this offseason. Another men's open guy who is just shy of hitting 300 pounds offseason weight with a very good offseason body composition. So we will see him hit some shows during the later part of this year. I guess the field will be more open for some of these guys after the New York Pro this year. Next up, we have another offseason physique update from Jordan Hutcherson, who is also pushing to 90 plus pounds right now in the offseason with a great offseason body composition. So it is one of those two things with most of these guys creeping to such heavy offseason weights while maintaining a good look. Either it is more gear, more PEDs, which I am kind of skeptical about, since everyone has been opening up about their use of gear and people are pushing to the use of more safer mods compared to the past. So it has to be way better understanding of nutrition and doing cardio all year round. So we did see a glimpse of Jordan's brilliance in every show that he entered last year. He was second in Texas Pro behind Andrew Jack, but just because Andrew was so dominant, nobody talked about the other athlete. So the biggest positive for Jordan from last year's competitive season was how shredded he got for 3 shows back to back, and he entered 2025 with a much bigger motivation, and he might hit the same shows this year that he did last year, hoping to get his first pro win and also secure his Olympia qualification. Now his physique also flows pretty well, top to bottom, and all he needs is more size distributed evenly all across his physique. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.